But this is a real contrast in styles. Tall and wiry Joan. A little bit squatter and more muscular as Pichayapa. And looks for the quick throw, can't quite pull over. That's one of the problems of having the tall frame. The referee calls for the break, and once again he will just guide them into the starting position. Visual impairment for all of the athletes. This is what we call the J3 category. It's acute visual impairment. So balance, an essential part. Joan tries to force her over the shoulder. An aggressive pin, or an aggressive throw onto the back could be successful for Joan. Now she'll just try to pin her opponent, Pichayapa, on her back for between 10, minimum 10 seconds. Pichayapa is working hard, but Joan manages to redistribute her weight and is holding her opponent down. This is looking good for Joan Hung. This indeed is looking very good for Joan Hung. 20 seconds provides the full ippon. And there is another count, 16, 17, 18, 19, and there is the victory for Joan Hung. Terrific way to get things up and running. An ippon victory for Joan. Splendid work. Getting the better of Pichayapa, who loses her second bout.
ผลการแข่งขันฝ่ายน้ำเงินทางโจนฮุยซินจากประเทศสิงคโปร์เป็นฝ่ายชนะ
The winner is Blue Hangzhou Huisin from Singapore.
Well, it's the first of 4 bouts. More difficult ones are to come, I suspect, for Joan Hung, though. Now she's got her campaign off to a thrilling start, as do Singapore. Athletes just being guided off the tatami. Go Singapore indeed. This is great to see this kind of support. Well, she did so well, Joan. She just managed to manipulate Pichayapa onto her back and then held and held and held. In 60 kg, these are 2 of the opponents that we'll have. Siamse was very impressive in her ippon victory over Dani Marcelina. IGF referee for this from Laos is Chitivet. Arisaya in the white. The Shiro colour. Had to work very hard for a victory over Pichayapa on the first bout. By contrast, Siamse took barely 20 seconds to earn ippon against Dani Marcelina. And this tiny, power-packed Indonesian is very much one of the people to watch, one of the girls to watch in this 5-woman contest. And it's round robin, they all battle against each other. And the league table at the end decides gold, silver, bronze, and the other placings. Siamse very quick in her move. She used her smaller stature to real advantage in the earlier bout. And as you can see, she's the aggressor. Looks for the pull, that's not going to work, and the good strength there coming in from Arisaya. Arisaya just tries to cover up on the floor. Although it's under 60 kg, Siamse is well under the weight category. Tiny, power-packed figure. Adesanya was right on the 60 kg mark. Now the referees will be looking to make sure that the two women are engaging in combat. And as you can see, once again, Siamse is desperately trying to lever Adesanya over her shoulder. She's got her on her back. Now is she able to pin her down? Not convincingly so. And the referee just steps in here. Siamse picks up a single point. I might pick up another. No, now the grappling has stopped, but Siamse in that groundwork was able just to pin her opponent down to pick up a single point for a yuko. Yuko wasn't part of the judo scoring terminology until it was reintroduced back last year. So the single point for the yuko. Ooh, what good reactions there. She managed to avoid going over onto her back. Good core strength coming in from Siamse. Now she's just trying to negotiate her way up the body of Adesanya. Now this is a lot more draining for the Indonesian woman. But she has managed to put her opponent on her back. And Adesanya could now be facing a count. No, she's squirmed her way back onto her front. The referee steps in to split up the girls, and we'll have another starting position. Siamse with the tiniest lead in terms of points, but you can see this taking a lot out of her. She's having to work against a much heavier woman, probably 6 kgs difference. The lapel and sleeve. Half the bout has gone. This is the second long bout for Adesanya. Again, she tries to go unconvincingly for the hip-on move. It's all very draining. 20, 30 seconds just trying to pull your opponent into the desired position. Defensively, Adesanya has again just had to concede another single point there. Another single yuko has been called. So as it stands, Siamse is in a good nick. Looking for her second win. Just over a minute left on the bout. Tries to drag her woman down. There's lots of support here for Adesanya. That's what the screams are in the background. Once again, though, good defensive work coming from the diminutive Indonesian. Well, this is physically draining. Adesaya's got herself back in. She's picked up once again a single Yuko. It's 2 Yuko to 1, 2 points to 1. The time is running out here for the tie. Just over 30 seconds just to try to get an equalizing Yuko. Again, looks for the pull, doesn't have the strength or the power. Sam says the national champion for Indonesia. That's a lighter weight category. She normally competes in the under 57 kg. And now she's just having to make sure. Oh. And that is good. She's managed to pull. It's not quite a Nippon, or we'll actually go to the judges here. I think she has managed to pull her over. It seemed it didn't have the necessary power to this correspondent. The Java woman, though, has the points advantage as we reach the 4-minute mark. 12 to 1, the unofficial score, but it's 2 wins out of 2 for Siamse. And a big hug between the women because they've had to work very, very hard. But Siamse has taken her second win, and that one over Adesanya. So 2 wins out of 2 for Siamse, the Java woman. 1 win, 1 defeat for Adesanya. 2 defeats for Pichayapa. Demi Marcelina missing out this round. And 1 win out of 1 for Singapore's Joan Hung. Genuine medal prospect and genuine gold medal prospect.
The referee, Karel Buta from Indonesia.
We move our attention back onto the men's 64-kilogram class again. It's J2, which is acute visual impairment. Karel Buta, again the man in charge.
J2 male under 64
and this is Malaysia's
Bin Haji Oman Naimun Amal จากประเทศมาเลเซีย
In white, Bin Haji Usman
Namal Haji Othman,
Malaysia.
who lost fairly quickly. Sorry, he thought he'd won fairly quickly, but had the Nippon taken away from him, and then went to lose the bout against Viet-Tu in the first round of round robin. 4 athletes in this round robin, and he's up against Siddharth Mwakam, who upset the defending champion Jovan Aziz in his first bout. And looked impressive as well, it must be said, Siddharth. So for Nimmo, this is an important bout. Can't afford to lose. He might get a medal with 1 defeat, certainly not with 2. Those men looking for the chance. Namo was desperately trying to get Siddharth on the floor. Siddharth in the blue, in the owl, and referee steps in. Nothing accruing from that one. Went for the pull once again, and then good use of the leg kick. Tried to chop him out at the knees, did Naimul Amal. And referee comes in to separate them. Both men really going for their moves here. Been a minute plus of very good activity. Both men on the offensive. Nearly forced the throw. Now the problem for Naimul, he's close to being pinned on his back. And if he is pinned on his back for 10 seconds or so, it's an issue. Could lose half a point with the Wazi Ari, but no. Referee happily just gets the lads set up into their starting position once again. No penalties as yet either. It's been a good clean bout. Again, good resistance to the throw there. Naimul is battling hard for his Asian Para Games life. With one defeat already, he can ill afford another one. Again, a stalemate. But in that 2 minutes and 3 seconds of activity, we've had attacks and counter-attacks from both men. Goes for the pull, and against resistance from Naimul. He's having to use a lot of strength. Again, the attack comes from Siripat, and a third. All three have been repelled expertly by Naimul Amal. He's having to do a lot of counter work. Good bout. Men's under 64 kg. Now, is that a penalty is being called against him, or just a warning? It is indeed a penalty against him. This time the activity definitely comes from the Malaysian. One penalty against him, the one Judo against him. A minute left. Need something to break the deadlock. Well matched in terms of height, reach, physique, weight. And slip and I need just to correct the wardrobe from Sidapat. Sidapat in the blue. Naimul Amam, Haji Othman in the white for Malaysia. A long break. Clock, of course, has been stopped. Into the final 50 seconds. And it's a battle of strength, battle of wills. Another attempted throw. Doesn't come to anything from Sidapat. Again, well resisted by Naimul Amal. He's done an awful lot of this bout resisting the work, and then he puts his man onto his back. And that could be the important moment for Naimul Amal. Yes, indeed. Ippon for Naimul with 17 seconds on the clock. Just awaiting clarification. Judges will check, but it did look aggressive. And it did look he got his man onto his back. Excellent work. He took his time. It was an excellent bout. Bout of the day so far, and an impressive victory for Naimul Aman from Malaysia. And Ippon very, very late into the bout. And that gets him up and running. For Sidapat, 1 win, 1 defeat. For Naimul Aman, 1 win, 1 defeat. And I'm assuming that this highlight will take us exactly to where we need to be. Good footlock, and he puts his man onto his back and picks up the all-important point. Ippon for the Malaysian.
On this occasion, the subcommittee for the 13th ASEAN Para Games Judo competition would like to honor to welcome our distinguished great guests as the follow.
ครับท่านแรกครับรองศาสตราจารย์ดร.ชาญชัยสุขสุวรรณกรรมการการกีฬาแห่งประเทศไทยผู้ทรงคุณวุฒิคณะกรรมการโอลิมปิกแห่งประเทศไทยในพระบรมราชูปถัมภ์ครับ
Associate Professor Dr. Chan Chai Suksuwan, the Olympic Committee of Thailand under the Royal Patronage of Majesty the King. Give him applause of hand.
อันต่อมาครับท่านปัญญาหารลำยวงครับรองหัวหน้าคณะนักกีฬาครับ
Next person, Mr. Panya Han Lam Yong, Deputy Chief the Mission.
พลตรีโอสถภาวิไลประธานสหพันธ์กีฬาคนพิการแห่งอาเซียนครับ
Major General Osot Pavilai, APSF President, Asia Parasport Federation,
ท่านอำนวยกลิ่นอยู่นายกสมาคมคนกีฬาตาบอดแห่งประเทศไทยครับ
Next one, Mr. Amnoy Grinyu, Secretary of Office at Internations Committee.
ท่านวรากรกระแสตานนท์ที่ปรึกษาสมาคมกีฬาคนตาบอดแห่งประเทศไทยครับ
Mr. Warakon Kasettanon, NPC Guest to Secretary General.
ท่านวิศรุตแดงใสแขกของประธานคณะกรรมการพาราลิมปิกแห่งประเทศไทยครับ
Mr. Vitsurat Dang Sai, NPC Guest to President.
ขอขอบคุณทุกท่านนะครับที่ได้ให้เกียรติมาร่วมชมการแข่งขันและให้กำลังใจนักกีฬาขอเสียงปรบมือต้อนรับท่านอีกครั้งครับ
We are grateful for this present here to witness the matches and cheer on our athletes. Please join us in giving them a warm round of applause.
Back on with the para judo into the men's 64 kg. Again, visual impairment. This is the second of the round robin bouts.
From Thailand.
And J1-J2, who had an impressive victory in his opening against Naimal Aman, who we've just seen get the better of Siddharth Wakam. And he's up against the defending ASEAN Para Games champion, Jovan Aziz. Artit Kwansatam from Thailand is the man in charge of this one.
Match 12.
And this is a crucial contest.
Under 64 kilogram.
ฝ่ายขาวเหยียนเวียดตู่จากประเทศเวียดนาม
In white, Nguyen Viet Tu from Vietnam.
พบกับ
So J1-J2 looking for back-to-back wins.
โยฟาลาเตจากประเทศอินโดนีเซีย
Versus blue, Aziz Jovan Rate from Indonesia.
Indonesian, Jovan Aziz. When the Para Games were in Cambodia, he's in the blue and needs the win. Don't they all? Off the tatami. J1-J2 look powerful. As you can see, Jovan has got the slight height advantage, but broader of shoulder is Nguyen Viet Tu. Yeah, good resistance. Very little in this one at the moment. It's pushing and pulling. Nobody really being able to get an opportunity to get a throw in or to get their opponent on their back. Slight weight advantage for the Viet in shot there. It has been called. How's that Ippon? I think Jovan is back in business. Now, this is so close. If this Ippon is called, and I suspect it is, it was a good clean throw. 46 seconds into this contest, and all four athletes have won one and lost one bout. Beautifully poised, everybody up for a medal still, everyone up for gold. A win versus J1-J2, a defeat versus Siddharth. Win by Ippon. Well, don't you love it when it gets this competitive? Excellent. Offers condolence as well once he's put the man on the floor. A thumping crash onto the mat it was. And without any ado, we move our attention straight back onto the bigger class. The big men. Rochelle Batlagan from Philippines is the woman in charge of this from the IJF.
Under 95 kilograms.
ฝ่ายขาวพันธศักดิ์นกทองจากประเทศไทย
In white, พันธศักดิ์นกทอง from Thailand.
พบกับฝ่ายน้ำเงินลีชีฮกจากประเทศมาเลเซีย
Versus blue, Lee Si-hok from Malaysia.
Pantasak Noktong was particularly impressive in a very quick Ippon victory over Tanawat Aryo in his first game. Big tall figure, Lee Chi-hok. Just out to Selamat Juanda. You can see he's a tall boy. He's Chi-hok. Is he able to use that to his advantage? Lee Chi-hok trying to keep his distance, looking just to maneuver his opponent into a throwing situation. The height can be an advantage, but not this time. Terrific throw onto the back and very quickly called, and that's another excellent move from Pantasak Noktong. 31 seconds into this bout, and Pantasak makes it 2 wins out of 2. Expertly done. And a second quick win.
The winner is white, Pantasak Noktong from Thailand.
2 rapid wins for him. 2 stunning defeats for Lee Chi-hok. That puts him effectively out of medal contention, certainly out of a gold medal contention. You might be able to escape with 1 defeat, but not with 2. Not when you've only got 4 bouts on the day. But back-to-back wins, and impressive in both occasions there from Pantasak. Very quickly in, gets his body low, uses the height of Lee against him. Look at that, it's sudden, it's violent, and it's onto the back, and immediately it's being called. And Lee, although we tried to gamely battle on, knew that that was the end of that. Now for Indonesia, being introduced up next, Selamat Juanda.
คู่ที่ 14
This will be the second bout for Selamat. Officiation from Lee Bartholomew of Malaysia.
Under 95 kilogram.
ฝ่ายขาวจูอันดาเซอร์มัตจากประเทศอินโดนีเซีย
In white, Juanda.
Selamat had an excellent victory in the first round. He's 1 from 1.
อายอจากประเทศไทย
He got the victory over Fajar Pambudi.
Ayo from Thailand.
I do apologise, he lost to. And this is a man who's 0 for 2 so far. Well, quickest bout of the day, 3 seconds in. Wow, we barely got going, and literally 3 seconds in, and poor old Tanawat has been just taken to the cleaners there by Juanda. A 3-second victory. Selamat Juanda. We barely got the clinch together, and watch out for the highlights. They won't last very long, even in super slow-mo. But it's our first victory after defeat against the defending champion. There we go, straight in. Ippon inside. 3 seconds, gosh. That is fast action, and poor old Tanawat Ayo, 3 defeats out of 3 for him. It's not been a good games. A bow of approval. And I don't think the next athletes are ready. So we'll just take a very, very short break as we wait for what will be the next round, which is the women's 60 kg, and another opportunity to have a look at Joan Hung. She will be up next.
ครับในสนามตอนนี้ก็เป็นวันสุดท้ายของการแข่งขันนะครับกีฬาพาราจูโดเกมนะครับอาเซียนพาราเกมนะครับในครั้งที่ 13 ก็ยังเหลือภาคอีกครึ่งหนึ่งนะครับให้เราได้รับชมนะครับตอนนี้กองเชียร์ในสนามเนี่ยก็ยังหนาแน่นเหมือนเดิมนะครับอาจารย์
ครับผมก็ยังไม่ไปไหนครับอยู่เป็นเพื่อนกันก่อนนะครับ
สามารถที่จะดูถ่ายทางถ่ายทอดสดได้เหมือนเดิมนะครับทางต้น True Vision Now นะครับถ้าน้องๆที่อยู่รับชมอยู่ในสนามนะครับก็สามารถที่จะแชร์ลิงก์ช่อง True Vision Now เนี่ยไปให้กับผู้ชมทางบ้านได้รับชมได้อีกด้วยนะครับ
ครับผมก็ทางตากล้องนะครับก็ถ่ายทำได้มุมสวยนะครับมีมุมสวยๆหลายๆคนนะครับอาจจะเป็นหนึ่งหน้าประวัติศาสตร์ของท่านนะครับที่สามารถที่จะแคปไว้ได้นะครับ
กรรมการผู้ตัดสินอาจารย์อาทิตย์ควรสถานจากประเทศไทย
The referee อาทิตย์ควรสถาน from Thailand.
Para Judo at the 13th ASEAN Para Games continues from the sports mall at Nakhon Ratchasima. And we move on to Singaporean interest. Thai referee in charge for this one is Artit Wansatan.
ประเภทคอมบายหญิงรุ่นน้ำหนักไม่เกิน 60 กิโลกรัม
Match number 15 combined female under 60 kilogram.
ฝ่ายขาวมาเซรินาเดนีจากประเทศอินโดนีเซีย
In white Marcelina Desi from Indonesia.
พบกับฝ่ายน้ำเงินทางโจนฮุยซินจากประเทศสิงคโปร์
versus blue Hang Chon Huisin from Singapore.
Dana Marcelina comes in to take on the tall figure of Joan Hung, who looks an awful lot more relaxed than she did coming out for her first bout. A successful start it was for Joan in her battle to win gold for Singapore. In her debut at Para Judo, she has been a para athlete for a number of years, but recently made the move to Para Judo. One win so far, impressive it was too, and again, the good news for Joan, she does have a height advantage. Weights are very similar. 4-minute bouts, one Ippon to get the victory. Or two was Ari. Or at the end of the 4 minutes, whoever has accumulated most points, be it was Ari or the Yuko, which have been reintroduced into Judo. Marcelina losing her one bout so far. Trying to throw Joan. Joan's done well to withhold that one. Dina Marcelina had got down very, very low and was in perfect prime position to throw Joan. She did well to withstand that. Well, this is a different bout for Joan. Struggle for supremacy, and again the attempt of the quick move coming in from the Indonesian. And Joan will try to just manipulate Dina Marcelina onto her back to try to get into point-scoring situation. Not the case. Joan was impressive in seeing off Pichapaya earlier on, Ippon, to secure the victory. Again, if you've got the height advantage, you need to have the right weaponry to make use of it. Oh, near pull. Just tries to drag the Indonesian over her shoulder. This time it's Marcelina who's done well. Forcing Joan onto her back, and Joan wriggles free. The referee steps in to break up the combatants. 4 bouts in an afternoon. It's physically demanding if they are long bouts, and this looked like it may well go on for a period of time. Both women, even though their height disparity is obvious, but they're well matched in the skills department. And again, good resistance from Joan to prevent herself being thrown. If you're tall, there is the danger that your momentum will just take you over. Planted her feet. Well, the point. That's Marcelina, and Hung has been thrown, and that is going to be a victory, I think, for Denny Marcelina. Joan had resisted 2 previous attempts. Awaiting confirmation from the judges, they can be overruled. That's what they're looking at now. Was it forceful enough? Was it impressive enough? And the answer is yes. The victory this time to Denny Marcelina. Victory via Ippon. And that's a disappointment for Joan Hung. Impressive in her first bout. And had resisted the efforts of Denny Marcelina, but Denny gets her campaign now up and running. 1 defeat and 1 victory, similar for Joan. Ippon victory for Marcelina. Well, that was the throw that did the damage onto the back.
กรรมการผู้ตัดสินลีวัทโลเมียวจากประเทศมาเลเซีย
The referee Lee Bartholomew from Malaysia.
คู่ที่ 16 ประเภท
Lee Bartholomew from Malaysia looks to step in. And a chance for us to have a look at the diminutive Indonesian Siamse, who's 2 wins out of 2.
In white.
She's up against Pichayappa Senman. A big cheer for the Thai. Good contingent, of course, in the sports mall to support her. But she's not had things her own way so far. It's 2 defeats out of 2 for Pichayappa, including 1 against Joan Hung. Once again, she's giving up a height and weight. Goes for the immediate throw. Well, we've had 1 3-second bout already, and we've very nearly had a second there. Siamse doing her best just to throw Pichayappa. She's an impressively aggressive dynamo. Manipulates herself into position at the top and picks up a point from a dominant position. Now, once again, Siamse has done really well. She's held her opponent on the floor, and a good 20 seconds she held up, and that's another Ippon victory for Siamsia. Gosh, she's impressive, the Indonesian champion. Oh, it's been overruled. It has been overturned. Single point awarded instead, so it's a Yuko rather than Ippon. Again goes for the pull. This time, I think it is going to be awarded. She's absolutely firmly in control. Is Siamse.
ผลการแข่งขันฝ่ายน้ำเงิน CMC จากประเทศอินโดนีเซียเป็นฝ่ายชนะ
The winner is blue CMC
3 wins out of 3 now.
Indonesia.
And she's going to take some stopping. Here's Siamse. She will be the last opponent for Joan Hung, and Joan now knows that that is the quality that she must beat. That's going to be an interesting one, because Siamse is giving up a lot of weight and a lot of height, but just look at her technique, the way she's able to get her opponent onto the floor, picks up the single point and then is able to hold her down. Great strength from the lightest woman in this group. It is under 60 kg. And Siamse normally fights in the under 57 kg and is light in that category. The weight is not counting against her here. 3 wins out of 3. Very impressive.
คู่ที่ 17 ประเภทคอมบาชาดูน้ำหนักไม่
Oshel Baklaga as we move our attention
Number 17 combined female under 95 kilograms.
back to the bigger boys. 95 kg and Faja Pambudi,
In white,
the defending champion.
Faja from Indonesia.
พบกับฝ่ายน้ำเงินพันธศักดิ์นกทองจากประเทศไทย
Versus blue, Pantasak Noktong from Thailand.
And this is the Thai Pantasak, who has been nothing short of sensational. 2 wins out of 2, 2 very quick wins as well for Pantasak. Got the better of the 2023 bronze medalist Lee Chi-Hock in impressive style in his last bout and the first bout. Well, inside 20 seconds to see off Tanawatario. But this is going to be a completely different battle. Faja Pambudi. Faja is 2-0. Pantasak is 2-0. Effectively, this is the gold medal contest. Faja is the defending champion and so nearly gets his man onto his back. That was good resistance there from Pantasak, needed to be as well. Well, that was nearly a quick win. But nearly doesn't quite count. Men's 95 kg, up to 95 kg. The throw successful, Faja. Well, he had to lever it, it needed a double force, but he's got the throw. That's going to be confirmed very, very quickly. And Faja makes it 3 wins out of 3. And if that was an effective gold medal match, that was an impressive way to make it gold. Pantasak unable to resist the power of Faja Pambudi. Winner by Ippon. 3 for 3 so far, and they know that's important. For Faja, one more contest against the tall figure of Lee Chi-Hock, but there's the work that he does. Had to leave him over for a second time, but gets the Ippon. The momentum just took the weight over, and Pantasak was unable to defend. Right. Lee Chi-Hock against Tanuatario. Chitivet from Laos is the referee.
In white,
Tanuatario.
from Thailand.
He's not been able to get into any of his bouts so far. None have lasted more than 30 seconds. He's been taken by surprise. He's the smallest figure by quite some way, and you'll be able to see the height disparity here. Lee Chi-Hock from Malaysia, bronze medalist in Cambodia in 2023. He comes in and he'll be towering over the diminutive figure of Tanuatario. He's not been able to make it count so far, Lee. Defeats to Pantasak and to Selamat. No disgrace there, but he'll need to win his final 2 bouts starting here if he is to repeat that bronze medal. Right then, 4 minutes on the clock. Tanuat will be hoping to resist longer and to maybe force a win. Right, he was more braced that time, was Tanuat. Lee Chi-Hock forces a sideways movement, and I think he's got another fast victory here. Tanuat hit the mat hard. Indeed, he has secured the victory.
The winner is White.
White Tanuat
from Thailand.
Well, 3 quick defeats followed by a very, very quick win. And he slammed his man to the floor. The winner by Ippon. And disappointment there etched on the face of Lee Chi-Hock. That is any chance of a medal has now gone for him. Pulled backwards. As Lee tried to leave himself into position, but look at that, it's just weight distribution and puts his man onto his back for a straight Ippon. Well, that'll make Tanuat feel an awful lot better. He goes home with at least a victory to his name. It won't be good enough to earn him a medal.
Combined female under 60 kilograms.
Right, we move back into the women's.
In white, Alisaya Pajen from Thailand.
She's about to come in thick and fast at us at the moment.
Versus blue, Marcelina Desi from Indonesia.
A very quick turnaround for Deni Marcelina from Indonesia. We've literally less than 5 minutes ago seen her defeat Singapore's Joan Hung, and she's straight back on the tatami. Well, I wonder what that'll take out of her. Adesanya is her opponent. Adesanya. This is her 3rd bout, Adesanya. She's 1 win, 1 defeat, as is Deni Marcelina. Shamsi from Indonesia is the dominant woman. And you've got the height advantage here for Deni Marcelina. Tell you what, that victory over Joan a couple of minutes ago really has given her a lot more confidence. Could see that in the way that she started this bout. Her judo is for visually impaired, and she's got her woman. And it wasn't quite a throw, it was on her back, and combatants are just being separated. It was a throw, but not a clean throw. Not a dominant throw. Slightly taller woman, Arisaya. Slightly heavier as well. Obviously within the weight range. As again, Marcelina tries to go for that pull. She tried that, the throw. She tried that a few times against Joan Hung. And this time, well, she's on the receiving end, and the ippon comes from the Thai. Hence these squeals of delight in the crowd. Arisaya just levered the Indonesian over her shoulder. And the ippon is confirmed.
And the winner is white, Arisaya Padin from Thailand.
Was it Ari is the actual call. Actually, no, it's been confirmed as a Nippon victory. And look at the delight that that produces. So, 2 wins now. Medal prospects here. These are some of the highlights. You can see it's Marcelina who was the aggressor primarily, but was taken down, was dragged down and over the top. Good strength there from Marisa.
คู่ที่ 20 ประเภทคอมไบหญิงรุ่นน้ำหนักไม่เกิน 60 กิโลกรัม
Thai referee Artit in charge of the last chance saloon for Joan Hung.
ฝ่ายขาวซียัมซีจากประเทศอินโดนีเซีย
In white, CMC from Indonesia.
Siamse from Indonesia is a perfect 3 from 3. Victory here, and she is guaranteed gold.
From Singapore.
For Joan Hung, well, she must win this and her last battle against Arisaya if she is to try to pick up gold. She was impressive against Pichipaya in the first bout. Was surprised by Dani Marcelina in the last one. Now just look at the height disparity here. Joan Hung is, well, a good 10, 12 centimeters taller than Siamse. But she'll find that the Indonesian is aggressive, and Joan really tries to get on the move early. Very aggressive start from the Singaporean. Tries to lever the Indonesian over her shoulder. Encouraging start. Needs to be. Got nothing to lose here. And so much to gain. Used to be a goalball player, did Joan. And when that goalball team from Singapore was disbanded, took up para-judo. Was a flag bearer at these games in the opening ceremony, where I was lucky enough to be in attendance. Now she's battling for an opportunity to stay in contention here. She's been the aggressor. And once again, starts well and desperately tries to resist. That was a lovely change coming in there from Siamse. Turned defense into attack in the twinkling. Oof, she's done well to resist that. For Siamse, they know that victory here is a guaranteed gold medal. It'll be a perfect 4 out of 4. And again, she's trying just to use her low center of gravity to leave her Joan Hung over her shoulder. Doesn't quite work there, and Joan has got a grip on the top of Siamse and is trying her best to maneuver herself into an attacking position. Instead, there's a stranglehold there that's put Joan in real problems. She's just been able to use her strength to get out of it. Loving the contrast, and once again just tries to leave her Joan over her shoulder, and Joan has to just adjust her body weight to avoid that. That was well done by Joan, but it will have taken a lot out of her. And now she's got a situation where she's facing a potential submission hold, and she's just worked her way out of that as well. Well, this is physically draining, this one, for Joan Hung. Joan Hui-sin, to give her Chinese moniker. Again, taking the initiative, but we've seen on a couple of occasions that Siamse is happy to let Hung do that. And then turns defense into attack, as she's trying to do here. 2 minutes left on the clock, midway through this bout. Defense is on top. As all of the athletes are visually impaired, we will start. Oh, there's a penalty gone against Joan for not engaging. Penalty is called a Judo, 3 Judo, and you automatically lose the bout. This time covering up is Siamse. She's in danger of picking up a Judo as Joan tries to force her onto her back. She somehow wriggles free, Siamse. Concerned look from the Singapore coaching personnel. Seconds remaining. This is a valiant effort by the Singaporean. Oh, but she's forced sideways. But not onto her back. Crucially. Oh, was it? No, it's not. It is. It's been called as a throw. It's a single point, it's a single yuko. Nothing more than that. This time it's Joan Hung who covers up. Siamse is 1 minute and 15 away from a gold medal here. Women's under 60 kg. But as you can tell, she is fatigued. Trying to use her strength and then has to counter. Sideways throw onto the mat. It's not onto the back, so it won't be counting, but again, aggression from Joan Hung. She knows she's got to make some moves, and she's picked up points there. Whether or not it's Ippon, I'm not quite sure. No, it's not. It's just a single point. It's a Yuko. We are all square. It wasn't onto the back. It wasn't full control. It was onto the side. Hence 1 point apiece. Good work from Joan Hang, and again she tries to pull Siamse over her shoulder. Good distribution of her weight. Made it very difficult, did the Indonesian. 40 seconds to go, if we're all square. At the end of the 4 minutes, we go into a golden score period. 30 seconds to go, and again, excellent work from Siamse. And she's got to pull. She's pulled Joan over her shoulder. But again, it's not quite onto the back. Now, has it? It has. It has been called. It's the aggressive move, and Siamse, as we go to the judging panel, is this the gold medal for the Indonesian? It looked to be on the side. There's the movement. You look at that, and that looks like it's on the back. No. Judges say no. A scary moment for Joan Hang. Siamse has to carry on. And again, looks for the opportunity. Good resistance from Joan. It's been a grueling battle. And we're going to go to a golden score. Women grappling on the mat at the end of the 4 minutes. Well, there'll be one more engagement. Now the 4 minutes is up. Good battle, good work from Joan. So we go into a golden score period. First point of any description will secure the victory. Still Siamse is chasing gold medal. Still Joan is battling for the opportunity to fight for gold. Forced onto the floor. Desperately resisting being forced onto her back. Well, you can just tell how much this is taking out both the women. Look at the deep breath coming in from Siamse. The gold is still within her reach. Who's got more stamina? That's what it is. Well, Siamse looks absolutely shot. She's on her knees. She's taking a long time to get up off the mat here. Well, we've had 4 minutes plus 42 seconds. That time Siamse was trying a different angle of attack. Joan Looks for the takedown. Once again, we're going to go to the mat, and this is a stalemate with high stakes. Well, it's a second warning against Jones, so she's on 2 Judo. 2 yellow cards, 1 more, and it will be disqualification for her. This is taking one heck of a physical toll on both women. For those of you who haven't tried the grapple game, it is just absolutely physically draining. Constantly up and down, your weight distribution, you're constantly pulling and pushing and resisting. Up and down, it is a severe workout. I tell you what though, Joan Hang is looking the fitter of the two, is looking the stronger of the two. Siamse is hanging on. It's a long golden score period. And being on 2 yellow cards, Joan Hang can't afford to just be passive. Tries to manipulate a way to get the diminutive Siamse over her shoulder and then resists. As soon as she realized that Siamse was going for the throw, got down on her knees and now is trying to turn Siamse over onto her back. But she resists, and again that low center of gravity from the tiny Indonesian serves her very, very well. She's again slow getting up off the mat. Now this time the warning goes against Siamse, and that's fair enough. That's her first Judo. Joan has been the aggressor and may be well advised to continue being the aggressor. Indeed she is. She starts, tries to pull once again. Good resistance there from the Indonesian. Really tries to turn on her back. She's got her on her back. So for Joan Hang, a potential opportunity. Oh, and brilliantly done by Siamse. Was able to resist, but Joan Hang has secured the all-important point, we think. Again, this will go to the judges for a final clarification. And it's not been awarded. It's not been awarded. Trigger happy on the graphics. Joan Hang's aggression is serving her well. This is a long period. We're up to 2.5 minutes additional time. And Siamse gulping in the air. Each time they start over, it's taking a toll out of Siamse, but she can almost taste that gold medal. Again, goes to the ground early. Well, this is by some distance the longest bout of the contest, and a second yellow, a second penalty, a Judo against Siamse. One more and she will be disqualified. The same goes to Joan Hang, but Joan is the one who is trying to be the aggressor. And it's the defensive work, the fact that this shattered that has gone against Siamse. She's in her 4th bout. It's been a grueling time, and she's put Joan Hang onto her back. Now then, is it enough? The answer is coming. We're going to the judges here. Big moment for Siamse. Nope. No. We are 3 minutes into this golden score. This is extraordinary. Terrific battle by our very own Joan Hang, and she resists going on to her back there. Was going backwards and somehow got her body weight down. And now for both of these women, the effort is humongous. 7 minutes and 12 seconds on the mat grappling. Trying desperately to get the throw. Next point wins, but it's been that for 3 minutes and 20 seconds. That time it was the Indonesian who was the aggressor, just trying to change the tactics. High stakes, really high stakes. Siamse victory, and she's got gold. A Singaporean victory, and she's in with a chance of gold with 1 bout to go, but this will be draining. She does have 1 bout to go. This is physically demanding work. Tries to use her height to leave her an opportunity to get a throw, and again, just evades. Felt the body weight change there of Siamse. 3 minutes and 42 seconds of additional time. Well, this could go on all night. It's a valiant effort. It really is a wonderful effort by Joan. Just shows you the commitment of these athletes. They have left literally everything out on the mat. Siamse, 3 out of 3. Joan tries to leave her again. Now she's looking fatigued. Of course, they're both looking fatigued. Words of encouragement. The women, I'm sure, are just focused on what they can feel in front of them. Again, Siamse goes to the mat early, and Joan's just not been able to leave her over onto her back. That's where you score the points. And Joan herself is been physically strong enough to resist anything from Siamse. And this epic confrontation goes on. 8.5 minutes we've had, and again, well, preservation is in the mind of both women. Many of them are going to ground early, fearful of being just tugged over onto their back, so forward momentum is the way, but we are approaching the 9-minute mark. Just a little bit too eager to get a grip on the lapel. One on the lapel, one on the sleeve, and then what can you negotiate? The answer there is nothing. But on the back now is Shamsia. Is Joan able to hold her down? The answer is no. Shamsia's able to just pull herself away. Well, there is a face full of fatigue. Another engagement.
ผลการแข่งขันฝ่ายหนึ่งฮันจุนวีจินจากประเทศสิงคโปร์เป็นฝ่ายชนะ
The point has been awarded there to Joan, and she, after 5 minutes of added time in the golden score, she has kept her medal hopes alive. She just managed to score that single point, did Joan Hung, forcing her opponent onto her back, and a really fatigued, shattered figure of Joan Hung can now actually go away and think of a medal once again. This is a 9-minute epic in which Joan Hui-Sin Hung has just taken it on the golden score.
The 13th ASEAN Para Games Judo competition is honored to welcome
phenomenal work from the Singaporean,
the governor of the Khon Ratchasima province. We are grateful for his presence here to witness the matches and cheer on our athletes.
How much damage will that do for her final contest, but it gives herself a chance of going for gold. She's now 2-1 with one battle to go against Adesanya, but she needs to recover.
กรรมการผู้ตัดสิน
As the guests are introduced, the great and the good of Nakhon Ratchasima.
The referee Jittiwet Nuan Khai Si from Laos.
คู่ที่ 21 ประเภท J2 ชาย
Jittiwet is the referee.
64 กิโลกรัม
We've changed categories, by the way.
J2 male under 64 kilogram.
Men under 64 kg. And this is, well, these are the two bouts that will decide gold, silver, bronze, because everybody has won one and lost one in this 4-man group. And this is Naimul Aman Haji Othman from Malaysia. Had an excellent victory against Siripat Mwakam. 3 minutes and 37 seconds it took him, and he's up against the defending champion Jovan Aziz. Now Jovan picked up a point in his defeat against Siripat, and that could well be, if it comes down to countbacks, a way for him to make it all the way through to gold medal. Slightly taller, slightly heavier man is Naimul Amal. And he's trying to use that advantage, but he's being manipulated over. Not quite thrown onto his back. Well, there's going to be a challenge here from the Thais. They reckon. Well, the Ippon has been awarded a very, very quick Ippon. Well, after the 9-minute extravaganza we've just come through, it is a very, very quick victory for Jovan Aziz. So Jovan makes it 2 wins, plus he got a point in his defeat. That could well be enough to give him gold medal once again. Indeed, they think so. For Malaysia, well, it's a tough loss.
The referee, Karel Buta.
Well, there it is, he's pulled him sideways. He'd been the aggressor. Now he loses out, and so Namal Othman misses out the chance of gold. So it's all down to this one.
Match number 22, J2 male, under 64 kilograms.
Now Buta from Indonesia in charge. Again, both men are one win, one defeat.
พบกับฝ่ายน้ำเงินศิริพัฒน์บัวคำจากประเทศไทย
versus blue, Siripat Muakkam from Thailand.
This is Siripat Muakkam, who had an excellent victory over Jovan Aziz, the defending champion, and he's looked pretty good. It's a really good contest last time out to Naimul. Needs a victory here to give himself a chance. Silver medal up for grabs. The tie in the blue. Trying to get the low central gravity and lever the Vietnamese over his shoulder. Doesn't quite work. Now it's the Vietnamese who pushes us way off the tatami. The Thai was trying to beat the offensive part of this combination. Yet to nearly forced onto his back. That needed a mighty effort from Siripat. Good resistance there from the Thai. Siripat was halfway over and just managed to shift his leg out of the way to avoid being deposited onto his back. And now he'll try to pull the Vietnamese over onto his back. .241 of a gripping, literally and metaphorically, contest. The Vietnamese is very, very defensive. And J1-J2 managed to get him on his back. J1-J2, to his credit, has turned that one very quickly onto his front, but it could be a point. It is indeed a point. It is a single Yuko for J1-J2. J1-J2 has been very, very defensive. He's not really trying to take the game to J1-J2. Engage once again. It's not a 10-pointer, it's a single pointer to J1-J2. Again, the Vietnamese is trying his best to stay out of the way of danger from J1-J2. The both men have got one win and one defeat. It's the same old dance. J1-J2 resisting without really being offensive. I'm surprised he's not been given penalties so far. Now he goes on to the offensive. That's going to be potentially more points for J1-J2. Well, the home fans are pretty excited. And 25 to go. Right, that time he's managed to pull him. That's why the crowd are going so excited. He was patient and patient and patient. And eventually will get the ippon. That guarantees himself gold or silver. Wonderfully done. He's been impressive, Siddharth. The victory initially over Jovan, followed by that surprise defeat. And now he's got 2 wins out of 3. Yet two surprisingly passive there. But Siddharth Wakam goes and takes the victory. There we go, head to head, and because he beat Jovan Aziz, that could well be gold medal for Siddharth. Because they'll go head to head. Well, he knew that a victory here would take him through. So it's going to be gold for Siddharth, silver for Jovan Aziz. And the bronze will go to Viet2. That's in the men's 95 kg. We move into... Sorry, the men's 64 kg. We move into the men's 95 kg.
Combined male under 95 kilogram.
Selamat Juanda will be under the guardianship of Lee Bartholomew.
Selamat from Indonesia. Versus blue, Pantasak Nokong, Thailand.
Pantasak versus Selamat. Still to come, we've got Joan Hang with a chance of picking up a medal for Singapore, a gold medal for Singapore. Selamat has got a heightened slight weight advantage here over Pantasak. This is the last round of the round robin. Fajar Pambudi has got 3 wins out of 3. He's in action last up against Lee Chi-Hok. Selamat 3-1, and then he'll be hoping for the opportunity because he beat Fajar Pambudi. Well, the first penalty was Judo going against Pantasak. Not engaging. The back, and well resisted there by Salamat. We've just had the one warning so far. Just need to remind you that these guys are visually impaired, and you can see the energy that they are expending. They're doing everything by feel, and that just makes it that little bit more exhausting. Salamat picking up the point there. He has the lead as we approach the midway point of this bout. Pantasak. I can tell you what, that you look at Salamat Juanda, he is looking absolutely spent. This is his fourth bout. Three of them are being pretty quick. One pretty intense. One was quick. Gulping in, big breaths of air each time, Salamat Juanda. Remember, he's 2-1. He needs the victory. Pantasak also 2-1. I suspect this is the real contest for silver and bronze. Second and third. It's a round-robin group with 5. Pantasak looks fresher. He's having to work extra hard. Needs to be careful as he tries to take the offensive, that he's not flicked over the shoulder. Again, energy sapping. There was a lazy-looking flick of the left foot, then the right foot from Salamat Juanda, the Indonesian. A minute left. Lee Bartholomew, the referee, not stepping in, because both lads are attempting to engage. Oh, indeed, he does step in. And just look at that, Salamat. Sure there's phrases for that. Not quite broadcastable for how shattered he's feeling at the moment. gulping in the air. Oof. Surely this is something Pantasak can take advantage of. One yellow card each, one penalty each. Judo for lack of aggression. Juanda's is purely down to fatigue. Pantasak, there is an opportunity here now. He looks for the side attack. It doesn't come off. Selamat onto his knees and again gulps in big gasps of air. When you see that, you cannot doubt the commitment, as we saw earlier on in Joan Hang's remarkable 9-minute match against Yansi, which Joan won. These athletes are leaving everything out on the tatami mat. Pantasak looks fresher. Surely he can make that count. Juanda Selamat is just a big, strong, immovable object. Encouragement. We reach the final few seconds of this before we go into golden score territory, except it won't because Selamat's won it. Selamat's won it. He's got the points at the end and he's been able to hold on. Oh, Pantasak was unable to score a single point. And Juanda Selamat has won this one by a single point. Look how shattered he is.
ผลการแข่งขันฝ่ายขาวจูอันดาเซรามัตกับประเทศอินโดนีเซียเป็นฝ่ายชนะ
And the winner is white Juana Selamat from Indonesia.
I can barely get himself off the mat, but he has got the victory as Selamat Juanda. And that gives him a chance of a gold medal because he finishes 3-1. 3 wins, 1 defeat. For Pantasak, he finishes 2-2. But this was a grueling, grueling battle.
กรรมการผู้ตัดสินโรเชลปักราแกนจากประเทศฟิลิปปินส์
The referee Rochelle Bakakan from Philippines.
คู่ที่ 24 ประเภทคอมบายชาย
That was the one-point scorer.
Match number 24. Combined male under 95 kilograms.
ฝ่ายขาวปาบูดีฟาจาจากประเทศอินโด
Right
นี
then,
เซีย
Rochelle Baklagan from Philippines is in charge of this final battle, which
พบกับฝ่ายน้ำเงิน
theoretically should be straightforward for Fajar Pambudi.
Versus blue, Lee Chi-hok
Indonesian.
from Malaysia.
Takes on Lee Chi-hok. Lee is 0-3. But he was a bronze medalist. Do not count him out. He was taken by surprise by Aryo Tanawat in the last bout. But Fajar, 3-0. He's beaten Selamat. He's beaten Tanawat and Pantasak. Right then, the Malaysian stands in the way. A gold medal. This is better from Lee. Pushes Lee onto his back, but just kind of rolled him over. Well, the referee is right there. We'll engage once again. Oh no, she's called it. She has called it. And there is your gold medalist. Again, Lee Chi-Hok on the receiving end of a quick defeat. And Fajar Pambudi makes it 4 wins out of 4 and a gold medal for Indonesia. Simple as you like. A smile from Fajar. Winner by Ippon. For Lee, wasn't able to replicate his bronze medal performance from Cambodia 2023. So it's gold and silver for Indonesia. Bronze for Thailand.
From Laos.
คู่ที่ 25 ประเภทคอมไบน์หญิงรุ่นน้ำหนักไม่เกิน 60 กิโลกรัม
Right then, women's 60 kg. This is the weight for Joan Hung. She will be last on the mat. Chitivet is in place here for the contest between Pichayapa and Denny Marcelina.
Versus blue.
Pichayapa comes in 0-3, 3 defeats out of 3. She has been competitive in all 3, has just lost out. And Marcelina Denny, she's the woman who beat Joan Hung. For her only victory so far. So neither of these women can take gold. For Marcelina, the possibility of a medal of bronze, depending on the result of the next contest. She must win this. It depends on the result of the next contest. Once again, Pichayapa is slightly heavier than her opponent. Marcelina looks for the throw, but 4 bouts in. And these judo players, they are getting used to where the center of gravity is, and less throws coming in the early stages. This is the J3 category, visual impairment, acute visual impairment for these women. So it's a case of feel, work out where the momentum is going, and see the strategy of your opponent. You've just got to feel it and counter it intuitively. A bit of a stalemate in the center of the mat. Standings at the moment, Siamse, 3 wins, 1 defeat, is leading all competitors, but the next battle could well take gold off her if Joan Hung is able to get the better of Adesanya. Forgive me for focusing on the Joan Hung battle. Well, the previous bout is ongoing, but that's where the attention really is from a Singaporean point of view. Minutes gone. It's a fairly typical performance, this we've seen from Pichayapa. She's a difficult opponent to put onto the mat. As we're seeing there, being able to resist from Marcelina. Marcelina taking the initiative. And once again, she's got great strength to resist as Pichipaya manages to put Marcelina on her back, but Marcelina, the Indonesian, just manages to spin out. She's picked up a couple of points with her aggressive play, a couple of Yukos for Marcelina Deni, so it's looking good for her. 1 win and 2 defeats. This would put her on 2-2, which is a potential bronze medal. It's a possible silver medal. No, bronze. How this round robin works is all the women battle each other. Most wins decides who tops the group. If you're level, then you go back onto the head-to-head. At the end of a tough afternoon. Ooh. Marcelina was a whisker away from putting Pichiapa just over her shoulder. Deni Marcelina has done enough. She's been the aggressor. She's accumulated a couple of points, and so long as she stays out of danger in these next 15 seconds, she will pick up the win, which I believe will be good enough for bronze. We'll give her a 2-2 record. Yes, indeed, she's just edged it. Pichiapa was largely on the defensive for the whole of that contest. And that's a good victory for Deni Marcelina.
Blue, Marcelina Desi from Indonesia.
So, 2 wins, 2 defeats is her record. For Pichiapa, 4 defeats, which doesn't really tell the story of her performance, but congratulations to Deni Marcelina. She's the one who got the better of Joan Hung, and now all Singaporean hopes are on Joan Hung. We'll just see a few of the highlights from the contest that we've just seen. This is the women's J3 category, 60 kg, up to 60 kg. And what she's done, Deni Marcelina in the blue was able to show the aggression and get a couple of throws which didn't put her opponent on her back, were enough to secure a couple of points and a 2-point win. Now then, potential gold medal for Joan Hung. She must win. But she will be absolutely fatigued off the back of a 9-minute marathon. Buta Buta is the man in charge, and the opponent, Adesanya from Thailand. Both of these women are on 2-1 records, 2 wins, 1 defeat. Siamsi currently stands at 3-1. But Joan Hung managed to beat Siamsi when they went to the golden score. And after nearly 5 minutes of golden score, Joan was able to capitalize on that. And there's a potential gold medal here for Joan, because on that back count, on that head-to-head, If it's 3-1, she will be ahead of Sianse. Four minutes. A medal of some description, definitely guaranteed with victory. Joan once again in the blue. This is her fourth bout, and she's trying to manipulate Adesanya onto her back. Adesanya is a strong, strong woman, though. Is resisting for now and has got out of that difficulty. Joan needs to make this count. Has got the advantage at the moment. But the referee steps in. Goes for the throw, can't quite latch onto the arm. And now finds herself in a stranglehold situation. And chasing the victory, she must be also cautious not to give away a defeat. The stranglehold is on there from Adesanya. I'm just running how much that 9-minute epic has taken out of Joan. And it's Joan who's trying to be the aggressor, but she's pushed onto her back, needs to spin out, which she does. It was a scary moment for the Singaporean. Goalball player Joan Hang, already a para-ASEAN medalist. And that's goalball sport. But now he's changing sports. Looks like she's going to get another medal. Gold is a possibility. 30 years of age now. Singapore's first para-judoka. Making a terrific fist of it. Judo penalty. You're allowed up to 3 for Adesanya. Two minutes gone, it's another grueling event for Joan Hung. She's really having to dig deep. She'll just have to also have her uniform tucked in. Plenty of support for the Thai athletes. Where have all those Singaporeans gone? They were here in numbers earlier on. the initiative over Adesanya. Just hasn't got the strength, but can she leave her over? No, she can't. Adesanya's got that little bit of extra weight, and then looks for her own submission hold. Gosh, she'll sleep well tonight, will Joan? She will be absolutely shattered after her efforts this afternoon. Each of the bouts has been grueling, physically demanding, and this one no less so. Adesanya herself has medal ambitions. Tries to pull Joan over, it's been called. Point has been called, and Joan was thankfully able to resist being put over onto her back, but this is not good news now for Joan Hang. It's a single point for Adesanya. Good strength, just strong-armed Joan over the side. And Joan has now got 1 minute and 10 to rescue this. Which, as we've seen with Adesanya, she's a difficult woman to maneuver. Straight onto the attack is Joan, has to be. Defensive backpedaling from Adesanya is effective. And one of the, oh, Joan's managed to get her onto the back right then. Joan, is she able to hold on? The clock is counting. 5, 6, 7. She's looking for at least, was it Ari? 14, 15. Oh, the clock stops. No, the clock is still going, and Ippon is possible for Joan Hang. Joan is looking to hold on, and Joan has picked up the Ippon. Wonderful. What resilience, what strength, what character. What an effort. It's a 10-second hold. So was it Ari? It's a 10-pointer for Joan. Gives her a good lead to hold on just for 30 seconds. And she's not content with that. She wants to be on the offensive. Now she just has to turtle up, make sure she can't be held. Oh, there's a submission hold in place with 10 seconds to go. Can Joan hold on? The answer is yes, and if actually she reverses it, and this is going to be a victory for Joan Hang. And this is a potential gold medal. She takes it on points. Frustration from the Thai crowd, because their favourite, Adesanya, has lost and ends on a 2-2 record. Joan, like Shamsa, ends 3-3. 3-1. But in the head-to-head, Joan defeated Shamsa.
ผลการแข่งขันฝ่ายน้ำเงินฮังโจนฮุยซินจากประเทศสิงคโปร์เป็นฝ่ายชนะ
The winner is Blue Hang Joon Hui Sin from Singapore.
Singaporean delight. And a valiant, valiant effort by Joan. We need clarification on the victory. But if we're going on the count back, Joan Hui Sin Hung is a contender for gold. Well, it was another hugely draining clash for Joan Hang, but the 30-year-old on her para-judo debut was on the offense from the start, but she found a Arisaya to be a very difficult object to maneuver. And indeed, it was Arisaya who picked up the point. And with a minute and a half to go, we thought that that might be the end of Joan. Excuse the pun, she hung in there, and she herself forced a 10-second Waza Ari, put her opponent on her back for a good 10 seconds. And picked up the 10 points, which was enough to give her the victory. Singaporeans were more present earlier on, but those who are here have seen a famous performance for Singapore. อ
ำดับต่อไปขอเรียนเชิญทุกท่านเข้าสู่ช่วงเวลาที่สำคัญที่สุดช่วงหนึ่งของการแข่งขันในวันนี้กับพิธีมอบเหรียญรางวัลอย่างเป็นทางการในการแข่งขันกีฬายูโดอาเซียนพาราเกมครั้งที่ 13 ณ จังหวัดนครราชสีมาประเภทคอมไบน์หญิงรุ่นน้ำหนักไม่เกิน 60 กิโลกรัม
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome once to the most significant moment of today's competition, the official award ceremony of combined women under 60 kilogram at the 13th ASEAN Para Game in Nakhon Ratchasima Province, Thailand.
เพื่อเป็นการเชิดชูเกียรติแห่งความสำเร็จของนักกีฬาทุกท่านในโอกาสนี้ขอเชิญทุกท่านต้อนรับนักกีฬาผู้คว้าเหรียญรางวัลเข้าสู่เวทีครับ
To honor the outstanding achievement of all athletes, please join me to welcoming the athletes who have earned their place on the podium to the stage.
สำหรับผู้ทรงเกียรติที่ทำหน้าที่มอบเหรียญรางวัลในครั้งนี้คณะกรรมการจัดการแข่งขัน
Very warm welcome
ข
to
อเรียน
the
เชิญ
coverage of the award
สุขสม
ceremony
นิตผู้ว่าราชการจังหวัด
for the
นครราชสี
ASEAN
มา
Para Games
ขึ้นสู่เวที
Para
เพื่อมอบ
Judo
เหรียญรางวัลแก่ผู้ชนะการแข่งขัน
Singaporean
และ
medal
ท่านภาส
on
ก
the
ร
count
ลาย
back
กุลผู้อำ
for
นวยการ
Joan
ฝ่าย
Hung
เทคโนโล
isn't
ยี
gold, it's
สาร
silver.
สนเทศ
But a fabulous effort by her
สห
nonetheless.
พันธ์กีฬาคนพิการแห่งอาเซียนมอบของที่ระลึกขอกราบเรียนเชิญครับ
For the distinguished guests
This is
who
the
will be
athletes
presenting the award,
60 kg.
we are honored to invite Mr. Anupong Sukhsomit, the Governor of Nakhon Ratchasima Province, to the stage to present the medal to the winners. And may I also invite Honorable Paskor Laiskun, the Director of Information Technology, APSF, to present the commemorative mascot.
The governor of Nakhon Ratchasima is the man who will be handing out the awards. Really fine contest. 5 athletes competing. Joan Hung with a 3-1 record. Just beaten on a countback by the woman she beat in the group stages, Siamse.
That one is Danny. Yeah.
This is a combined J1 and J2 handicap, visually impaired, all of the athletes. So the combined J1 and J2 to give us a J3. And when the organisers have sorted themselves out, we will get to the award ceremony itself.
รางวัลรองชนะเลิศอันดับที่ 2 เหรียญทองแดงได้แก่มาเซลิน่าเดนี่จากประเทศอินโดนีเซียและ
Bronze medal, Deni Marcelina.
Second
2
runner-up,
wins and
bronze
2 defeats
medal,
in her 4 matches.
awarded to Marcelisa
Today.
Deni, Indonesia.
The Indonesian lost to Adesanya, who is joining her on the bronze medal list.
และ
And she also lost to
อา
Joan
ริ
Hung.
สยาพาเจนจากประเทศไทย
And Alisaya Pajen from Thailand.
Alicia Payen. Victories over Pichipaya and Marcelina.
รองชนะเลิศอันดับที่ 1 เหรียญเงินได้แก่ฮังโจนฮุยซินจากประเทศสิงคโปร์
First runner-up, silver medal.
Silver medal
Awarded
to Joan Huisin Hung.
Huisin from Singapore.
A phenomenal effort today A 3-1 record, only losers back on the countback because she was involved in such epic battles. She didn't pick up maximum points for the Ippon points despite losing to Joan. And the gold medal goes to Siamse, the diminutive Indonesian, but she and Joan were involved in the most outstanding contest, which went into 5 minutes of golden score time. The actual bout itself was only 4 minutes. These two competed for 9 minutes. Siamse taking the gold ahead of Joan, but what a brilliant effort it was from Joan Hung. Athletes are provided with a memento of their time in Nakhon Ratchasima. It was a beautiful part of the country where about 3 hours north of Bangkok.
Of history of ASEAN Para Games Judo today. Standing atop of the highest step
it's consolation.
Of the podium.
She's saying it came so close to being on top of the podium, but what a debut it was for her.
Victory.
Just the Ippon victories, the points accumulated by those big points mean that it's the Indonesian who takes gold.
ขอเชิญทุกท่านยืนตรงเพื่อเป็นเกียรติให้แก่ผู้ได้รับรางวัลชนะเลิศเหรียญทองและรับฟังเพลงชาติของประเทศอินโดนีเซีย
Ladies and gentlemen, may I invite you to be pleased rise to honor the golden medalist and to observe the national anthem of Indonesia.
Marvellous performance by Siamse. Her one defeat against Singapore's Joan Hung. This was a fiercely competed contest.
We would like to invite
confirmation there, Adesanya and Denny Marcelina with the bronze medal. Joan Hui Sin Hung for Singapore on her para judo debut with silver. And there is your gold medalist, the diminutive, the tiny, but the so combative Siamse. The bout of the day, undoubtedly involving Joan Hung against Siamse. An epic 9 minutes, both women leaving everything on the mat. Congratulations to all 4 women.
To our distinguished guests for presenting the medal and the commemorative mascot.
Indonesian flag draped around the shoulders of
May I invite all athletes to join together for the commemorative photos.
Oh, what a moment. You can see that she's desperately trying to hold them in. There's a proud moment. Overcoming adversity, overcoming her disability, and topping the medal tables.
ขอขอบคุณทุกท่านที่ได้ร่วมเป็นสักขีพยานในช่วงเวลาแห่งความทรงจำนี้ขอบคุณครับ
A bit of an
Once again, let's
Indonesian
congratulate
enjoyment there, but
all
I
the
tell you what,
athletes.
Joan Hung,
Every
she has
every
done her
medal
nation
tells
proud.
a story
Congratulations,
of
the
dream,
30-year-old.
dedication and
A
perseverance.
medalist now
We
in
hope
2
today's
different
achievement will
sports
serve as an
at the ASEAN
inspiration
Para
for
Games.
everyone in the audience and to all athletes. Thank you all for joining us as witnesses to this memorable moment.
ครับขอบคุณครับและ
Thank you.
รุ่นที่ผ่านไปนี้นะครับก็เป็นรุ่นคอมไบน์หญิงนะครับรุ่นน้ำหนักไม่เกิน60กิโลกรัมนะครับ
While the cameras focus in on the Indonesians, our coverage of the ASEAN Para Games is continuing. There's athletics going on adjacent channels. Our coverage of the Para Judo is completed with the medal to boot.ลำดับต่อไปขอเรียนเชิญทุกท่านเข้าสู่ช่วงเวลาที่สำคัญที่สุดช่วงหนึ่งของการ As
แข่
we
งขัน
continue our
ในวัน
coverage of
นี้
the
กับ
medal
พิธีมอบเหรียญ
ceremonies
รางวัลอย่าง
for
เป็น
the
ทางการ
Para Judo.
ในการแข่งขันกีฬายูโดอาเซียนพาราเกมครั้งที่
Just give you a
13
quick
ณจังหวัดน
update
คร
on
รา
some
ชสีมา
Singaporeans who are doing well in the athletics in the men's 400 meters
รุ่นน้ำหนักไม่
T12.
เกิน
James Zhang
64กิโลกรัมชาย
finished
Ladies
second
and
out of 6
gentlemen, now
overall
we
and
come
has
to the
advanced to the
official
final.
award ceremony for J2 male under
It's
64
at
kilogram
6:40 tonight.
at the 13th ASEAN
National
Para
record and a
Games in
PB
Nakhon
for
Ratchasima
James Zhang, so
Province,
congratulations.
Thailand.
Join in
เพื่อเป็นการเชิดชู
tune
เกียร
into
ติแห่งความ
MediaCorp
สำเร็จของนักกีฬา
to see
ทุ
if
ก
he
ท่าน
can
ใน
get
โอกาส
himself a
นี้
medal in
ขอ
the
เรียนเชิญ
final
ทุกท่าน
tonight.
ต้อนรับ
That's
นั
at
กกีฬาผู้คว้าเหรียญ
6:40 in
รางวัล
about 35
เข้า
minutes
สู่เว
time.
ที
To honor the outstanding achievement of our athletes, please join me in welcoming the athletes who have earned their place on the podium to the stage.
This
สำหรับ
is
ผู้
the
ทรงเกียร
competition
ติที่
for
ทำหน้าที่
the
มอบรางวัลในครั้งนี้คณะกรรมการ
men's
จัดการแข่งขัน
64
ขอเรียน
kg
เชิญพลตรีหญิงดร.วันดีโคตุวรรณเลขาธิการสหพันธ์คนพิการแห่งอาเซียนขึ้นสู่เวที เพื่อมอบเหรียญรางวัลให้แก่ผู้ชนะและท่านธวัชชัยปัญญาสุขุม ผู้อำนวยการฝ่ายสถานที่และโลจิสติก APSF สหพันธ์กีฬาคนพิการแห่งอาเซียนมอบของที่ระลึกครับ
We are honored to invite Major General Dr. Wandi Tosuwan, the Secretary General of ASEAN PSF, to the stage to present the medal to the winners. And I would like to also invite Honorable Thawachai Panya Sukhum, Venue and Logistics Director of the ASEAN Parasport Federation, to present the commemorative mascot.
รองชนะเลิศอันดับที่ 2 เหรียญทองแดง ได้แก่บินฮาจิออมานในมุนอามาวจากประเทศมาเลเซีย
Second runner-up
Guests
bronze
are
medal
in place and the
awarded to Bin
bronze
Hamin
medal
Oman, Naimun
shared
Aman.
by Naimal
from
Amal Othman
Malaysia.
and J1-J2 from Malaysia and Vietnam respectively. This is the Malaysian Namal. He put in a terrific effort. This was a really, really good competition.
จากประเทศเวียดนาม
We were 1-1
Nguyen
after
Nguyen Tu
2 bouts
from
from each, and so
Vietnam.
everything was decided on the final bouts. Naimal 1-1 lost 2. His victory
ราง
came
วัลรอง
against
ชนะเลิศอันดับ
Siddhipat,
ที่หนึ่ง
and
เหรียญ
effectively
เงิน
that has cost
ได้แก่
Siddhipat the gold medal.
สิริพัฒน์หมวกคำจากประเทศไทย
His one win came against
First
Naimal.
runner-up silver medal
And this is Siddhipat.
awarded to
Siddhipat beat
Siripat
Viet2
Muakam
and also
from
beat Jovan
Thailand.
Aziz, the man who takes the gold medal.
และ
But the
รางวัล
points
ชนะเลิศเหรียญ
accumulated
ทอง
in his 3
ได้แก่
bouts
อาซิด
by
โย
Jovan
ฟัน
Aziz
ลา
mean
เต้
that it's the
จากประเทศ
Indonesian who
อิน
goes
โด
on
นี
to
เซี
take
ย
the gold
And the
medal.
first place golden medal awarded to Aziz Jovan Rate from Indonesia.
So Indonesia picking up a gold medal.
และนี่
Number
คือ
2.
ยอดนักกีฬาที่ได้รับ
They've
เหรียญ
had
รา
a
งวัล
very, very strong
ประวัติศาสตร์
para
อีกห
judo
น้าหนึ่ง
team.
นะครับให้กับวงการกีฬายูโดอาเซียน
2
พา
gold
ราเก
medals
ม
out of 2.
และได้ยืน
Shows that
อยู่
Jovan
บนโพ
Aziz
เดียมสูงสุดในรายการ
defends his
แห่งนี้
title
แล้ว
which
นะค
he
รับ
won in Cambodia
ขอ
in
เสียงปรบมือให้
2023.
กับชัยชนะของนักกี
Victories
ฬาทุก
over
คนอี
Naimal
กครั้ง
Amal
หนึ่งครับ
and
they are
Viet2,
the
and that narrow loss
athletes
to
who have written
Siddhipat.
a new chapter of history for ASEAN Para
Four
Games
athletes
Judo today.
all rewarded with
Standing
a
atop of the
medal,
high step of
but
the
this was
podium.
pretty high class. This
Let's
was a
have
really
another
well
round of
contested
applause for the
men's
magnificent
64 kg
victory.
competition.
ในลำดับต่อไปขอเชิญทุกท่านยืนตรง เพื่อเป็นเกียรติแก่ผู้ได้รับรางวัลชนะเลิศเหรียญทอง และรับฟังเพลงชาติของประเทศอินโดนีเซีย
Ladies and gentlemen, may I invite you to all please rise to honor the golden and to observe the national anthem of Indonesia.
More Indonesian success, and again it's very narrow, it's on the countback. There was a defeat, it wasn't plain sailing for Jovan Aziz to retain his title.
And all athletes to remain
But
to the
they
stage
are the
for a commemorative photos.
Who will be taking home the bronze, the silver and the gold ware.
To proudly display their medal for the camera.
Naimal Amal Haji Othman from Malaysia, J1-J2 from Vietnam, Siddhipat Muakam from Thailand, and your gold medalist Jovan Aziz from Indonesia. Again, it's difficult to remember that these guys are visually impaired.
ครับ ขอขอบคุณ
by
ผู้ทรงเกียรติ
feel
ทุก
and
ท่าน
all by
ที่ได้มามอบเหรียญรางวัลและของ
awareness
ที่ระลึ
using
ก
their
ให้กับนักกีฬา
other
ขอขอบคุณ
senses.
ครับ
Thank you to all distinguished guests
Terrific
for
contest.
presenting the medal
And again,
and
the
the
Indonesian
commemorative
flag
mascot.
is draped around the
ต่อไป
shoulders
ขอ
of
เชิญ
the
นัก
winning
กีฬา
athlete.
ทุกท่านถ่ายภาพร่วมกันครับ
May I invite the athletes to join together for commemorative photos.
และขอแสดงความยินดีกับนักกีฬาทุกท่านอีกครั้งหนึ่งนะครับ1 เหรียญบนอกคือ1 เรื่องราวของความฝันและการต่อสู้ หวังว่าความสำเร็จในวันนี้จะเป็นแรงบันดาลใจให้แก่ผู้ชมการแข่งขันและนักกีฬาทุกท่านขอขอบคุณทุกท่านที่ได้ร่วมกันเป็นสักขีพยานในช่วงเวลาแห่งความทรงจำนี้ขอบคุณครับ
Once again, let us congratulate all the athletes. Every medal tells a story of dream, dedication, and perseverance. We hope today's
Just as we
achievement will
enjoy
serve as an inspiration to
Was the
everyone
Indonesians
in
enjoy
the
their moment on the
audience
top?
and
More
to all
Singaporean
athletes.
news.
Thank you all
In
for
shooting the
joining
mixed
us as
P16
witness
10-meter
to this
air pistol,
memorable
Teresa
moment.
Goh and Daniel Champ losing 17-13 in the final. Singapore, though, picking up a silver medal. Teresa, we know her better as a swimmer, but also showing her dexterity with the air pistol.
Ui. ลำดับต่อไปขอเรียนเชิญทุกท่านเข้าสู่ช่วงเวลาที่สำคัญที่สุดช่วงหนึ่งของการแข่งขันในวันนี้กับพิธีมอบเหรียญรางวัลอย่างเป็นทางการในการแข่งขันกีฬายูโดอาเซียนพาราเกมครั้งที่ 13 ณ จังหวัดนครราชสีมา ประเภทคอมไบน์รุ่นน้ำหนักไม่เกิน 95 กิโลกรัมชาย
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to one of the most significant moments of today's competition, the official award ceremony for the combined male under 95 kg para judo at the 13th ASEAN Para Game in Nakhon Ratchasima Province, Thailand.
และเพื่อเป็นการเชิดชูเกียรติแห่งความสำเร็จของนักกีฬาทุกท่านในโอกาสนี้ขอเชิญทุกท่านต้อนรับนักกีฬาผู้คว้าเหรียญรางวัลเข้าสู่เวทีครับ
To honor the outstanding achievement of our athletes, please join me in welcoming the athletes who have earned their place on the podium to the stage.
We move now on to the big fellas, on to the up to 95 kilogram athletes.
ขอเรียนเชิญรองศาสตราจารย์ดร.ชาญชัยสุขสุวรรณกรรมการบริหารการกีฬาแห่งประเทศไทยผู้ทรงคุณวุฒิคณะกรรมการโอลิมปิกแห่งประเทศไทยในพระบรมราชูปถัมภ์ขึ้นสู่เวทีเพื่อมอบเหรียญรางวัลแก่ผู้ชนะการแข่งขันและท่านอัครพัฒน์ในเสนาผู้ช่วยผู้อำนวยการสหพันธ์กีฬาคนพิการแห่งอาเซียน
As the guests are introduced, again a little bit more Singapore news.
We are
In
honored
bowling
to
mixed
invite
doubles, the TPB1 and TPB2 and 3 competition. Wendy Wong on TPB3, Calvin Goh at TPB1, winning the silver medal in mixed doubles in the bowls. So a silver in the shooting for Teresa Goh and Daniel Champ, a silver in mixed doubles bowls for Wendy Wong and Calvin Goh, and a place in the final in about half an hour's time for James Ang in the athletics men's 400 meters T12 competition. Now our focus back here
Second runner-up,
onto the men's 95 kg.
From Thailand.
And Thailand with 2 bronze medals. First one belonging to Pantasak Noktong, who was very impressive, it must be said, in the early stages. It looked like he was a potential medal winner, but he lost his last 2 bouts, having won his first 2. As for Thanawat Aryo, he got himself a victory in his last bout, but to finish with a 1-3 record. This is the J3, the joint J1 and 2 categories for athletes with visual impairments.
From Indonesia.
From Indonesia, Selamat Juanda, who was absolutely shattered at the end of his day's work. 3 wins and 1 defeat for him. He will sleep well tonight, I promise you. He put in a prodigious effort. But your winner, retaining his title from Cambodia in 2023, is Fajar Pambudi from Indonesia. 4 bouts, 4 victories over Juanda, over Thanawat, over Pantasak, and over Lee Chi Hock from Malaysia. Can't get better than that, and a dominant performance in the up to 95 kg category. Congratulations to him and all 4 of the athletes, and to Lee Chi Hock as well, who was out of the medals but certainly gave his all as he attempted to replicate the bronze medal that he won in Cambodia in 2023.
Standing atop on high step of the podium, let's have another round of applause for their magnificent victory.
ลำดับต่อไปขอเชิญทุกท่านยืนตรงเพื่อเป็นเกียรติแก่ผู้ได้รับรางวัลชนะเลิศเหรียญทองและรับฟังเพลงชาติของประเทศอินโดนีเซีย
Ladies and gentlemen, may I invite you to all to please rise to honor the gold medalists and to observe the national anthem of Indonesia.
So 3 Indonesian gold medals in the 3 competitions that took place today, but that's not to say that there wasn't a fair amount of competition. Singaporean silver medal for the women in the up to 60 kilogram category. A debut performance of some style, of some significance by Joan Hung, as we just enjoy Fajar picking up his gold medal, a gold and a silver for Indonesia. Great day on the mat for Indonesia, but real pride, it must be said, for Joan Hung. Again, just to very, very quickly remind you of some Singaporeans who've done very, very well today. And we have had medals for Teresa Goh and Daniel Chan in shooting in the mixed P6 team 10-meter air pistol. And we've had a silver in the bowls mixed double TPB1 and TPB2 and 3 for Wendy Wong and Kelvin Goh. And we've had silver here on the mat in the para judo, and that belongs to Joan Hung in the J3W 60 kg. Hope you've enjoyed our coverage from the para judo. It's been great fun bringing it to you. And once again, pride for Singapore, although it's Indonesia who take the honours. Bye for now.